All right, y'all, welcome to my garage. This is where all my bikes are. There's a lot back here. There's probably 5 behind the camera. But today we're gonna talk about these 2 bikes. This is the State 4130 All-Road V1, and this bike right here is the State All-Road 4130 V2 that just came out in the beginning of 2025. State Bicycle has made a lot of small upgrades to this bike to really make it a perfect Gen 2 platform. I really think that these bikes are great starter bikes at around $1,000, and they give you the opportunity to grow. So let's take a look at the differences between V1, V2, and let's talk about why those differences are important. I've been looking for a budget gravel bike that has more premium features, the ability to grow, and doesn't break the bank in the grand scheme of things. And so State sent me their 4130 All-Road. Then I saw they released a version 2 of this bike, so I went ahead and purchased one for Abigail, and so she now has her first drop bar gravel bike. And I figured this would be a good opportunity to compare the 2 bikes. They have made a few small changes to the 4130 All-Road that, in my opinion, makes it just that much more better than the V1. The V1's been around, I think, for like 4 years, probably around 2020, 4 or 5 years. And so, yeah, the update was very welcome. Bike industry stuff has shifted. There's been some new technology, so they updated their bike, and I think that was a great decision. So this video is not going to be too crazy, but I am going to go over what is different about these 2 models of bikes. The first thing that changed on this bike is the drivetrain. They went from a 10-speed to an 11-speed, which doesn't seem like a big difference, but in how they spec'd out the drivetrain, there was a big difference. So in terms of the front chainring, the version 1 has a 40-tooth chainring, but it has the sort of 4 bolts around the chainring that bolt it to the cranks. And the V2 has a direct mount chainring, and in my opinion, this makes the bike look a little more premium. It is a little more lightweight, and yeah, I think the V2 front chainring does look really, really good. So they updated the front chainring. The rear cassette on V1 is a 10-speed, like I said, and that was 11 to 42. So a pretty wide range. V2 is an 11-speed, but it has an 1146. So we're going up 4 teeth on the biggest cog, and they do have the option to upgrade to an 1150 for $69. I should say that both of these bikes are like the base model, right? The V1 right now retails for $899. The V2 retails for $999. The rear derailleur is pretty much the same spec, except one is 10-speed and one is 11-speed. I don't think there's any incremental changes there. The handlebars changed as well. The version 1 all-road bars were more road-style bars. The drops didn't have very much flair. And at least for me, they were very skinny, so I put a Redshift bar on my V1. But the V2 came with flared bars, so the drops are flared out. The hoods, the brakes, and the shifters, those are sort of bent in a little bit, which is a little more ergonomic. And so I really like the fact that they upgraded the bars. The next thing on these bikes that are different is the cable routing. So on V1, you had all external cable routing, and on V2 of the 4130 All-Road, it is like semi-internal cable routing. So you don't have cables under the whole down tube. The cables come out kind of near the bottom bracket, for the rear derailleur and for the rear brake. You also have the option on V2 to add in a dropper post so that that cable is also internally integrated. This next item, I love on my Diverge, and I wish all my bikes had it, and that is top tube bottle cage mounts. This is not necessarily for a bottle. I've seen some people do that. I think it looks silly, but these mounts are for bike bags, top tube bike bags. I think they look a little bit better. They don't scratch your frame as much. And yeah, it just gives you another opportunity to put a bike lock, a bag. This is also something I love on my Diverge is down tube mounts. So this is under the down tube, which is the part of the triangle that goes from the handlebars down to the cranks. And down by the cranks, there is another like bottle cage mount. So that means, the way that I like to set that up is I'll have two normal bottles in the triangle of the bike, and then I'll have a Nalgene bottle, like a bigger bottle, under that bottom bracket so that the weight of the water is low, and just so you have an extra 32 ounces of water. That is really great for bike packing, for going on longer rides, and making sure you have enough water with you. So huge points for both the top tube mounts and for the bottom tube, or the down tube, the down tube mounts. Super cool. V1 doesn't have either of those. And then the next big upgrade, and this is a big one, is brakes. So on V1, you have a cable actuated disc brake. Cable actuated disc brakes are better than a rim brake, but they're not quite as good as hydraulic disc brakes. Going from just cable actuated disc brakes, you can then step up to cable actuated hydraulic disc brakes. So that means that you're still running a cable from your shifters down to the brake. However, in the brake itself, there's a cable that's pulling. There's a hydraulic mechanism inside the actual brake itself that is giving you some of the benefits of a completely hydraulic disc brake. So what does that mean? That means that the brakes, when they're cable actuated hydraulic, not just cable actuated, are a little bit stronger and can slow you down a little quicker, a little better. It just makes the bike feel a little more premium. And I think between all of these different upgrades, the difference between V1 and V2 is it's a no-brainer to spend the extra $100 to get the V2 of the State 4130 all-road. Again, the versions that I have are both the very base model. The differences are one has 650B wheels and one has 700C wheels. That's 27.5 inches versus 29. So yeah, if you're looking at these 4130 all-road bikes, one, they are a great first bike or first drop bar bike to get because you can get them spec'd from State with 650B wheels, which is great for gravel riding, or you can get them with 700C wheels. That is great for the road. Still can go off-road, but you're going to have a bigger wheel, which means you're going to get more efficiency when going long distances. And I think these bikes just really give you a versatile platform to build on top of. One of the major things about these bikes that I really love, in terms of it being like a great first option when you're getting a nice bike, is that they have through axles. And so there's basically two types of axles. There's this kind of QR skewer, which is a thin metal axle. You sort of put it in the bike and then close a lever. And when you do that, the wheel can get put in a little off center. You can have some wiggle, and those snap quite often. But the through axle goes through the whole wheel It's the axle is exactly the size as the hole through your through the hub of the wheel. And what that means is your wheels are always going to be straight. They're always going, they're not going to have any play. And they have a very slim tolerance for things to get screwed up. And so the through axles on a bike that is less than $1,000 is a huge benefit when choosing a bike that, you know, you're going to spend your hard-earned money on, but this gives you the ability to grow with your bike because it has premium features. If you want to buy a new wheel set, that's a great way to upgrade your bike. If you want to get a carbon fork, which you can get from State installed on your bike, or if you want to save some money, see how you're going to like biking, you can buy that after the fact. And that is something really cool. I think it's like another $300, $299. And so what the carbon fork will give you is just a little more comfort. The carbon will soak up a little bit of bumps. The fork, their monster fork, this has mounts on the side, so you're not losing that. I really think this 4130 platform is a great place to start and a great platform to build off of as you want to take things further and become like a little more serious about bikes, or if you like tinkering and trying new things. So I figure I haven't seen any like direct comparisons of the V1 and the V2 of the State 4130 all-road. I think this new upgrade is a great value. I think the small incremental upgrades that they made across the board were perfect for what the market really wants. And they're really making this bike like a great platform for people to buy into a gravel bike and to have the option to customize it depending on how you're riding. So that will do it for this video. Nothing too crazy, nothing too special. I do want to thank State Bicycles for sending me the V1 of the 4130 all-road. I am going to continue riding that this year, take it on some bike packing trips, and riding it around. So I'll have a full review coming on that. And then I'm excited for Abigail because we got her this bike so that she can start doing a little more distance. We can do some bike events this year. And I'm really excited to see, I'm already excited seeing how she's excited to ride her bike more. And yeah, I just love riding bikes. I love trying new bikes. And yeah, this incremental upgrade is absolutely worth the $100 that the bikes are in difference. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value out of it, please drop a comment down below. If you're new around here, my name's Trent, and yeah, I make videos about bikes, drones, and bike packing trips. So odd spread, but I'll never really niche down too hard, I don't think, because I enjoy doing too many things. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll stick around and watch some more. And if you want to watch the video I made unboxing the 4130 all-road, watch it up here.